magnetic Victor Newman, Melody belongs to one of the most glamorous and charismatic super couples in television history. Yet, on camera, with her luminous, watchful gaze, she retains a heroic solitude, a legacy of her painful past. This book movingly chronicles a dual metamorphosis, the transformation of both a hard-working actor and her impish TV persona into the gracious, genial grand dame of today. Camille Paglia.
Part 1. The Beginning. Chapter 1. I'm not actually starting at the beginning. We'll begin with my 40th anniversary party, because who doesn't love a good party? I'd spent 40 years playing Nikki Newman, and a grand celebration was being planned. I should probably mention that no one on the show had ever officially celebrated 40 years before I did. Doug Davidson, who plays Paul Williams, has been around for longer than I have, but choosing to celebrate the milestone privately, his anniversary passed quietly. Not mine. I'll always jump at a chance to celebrate something special. Spending 40 years as a part of CBS's The Young and the Restless was indeed very special. And so I wanted this to be quite an event, which is exactly what it turned out to be. I have heard in roundabout ways that some people who don't know me very well will come to one of my parties — I do like to throw them — and expect to see a scene out of the lifestyles of the rich and famous, a glamorous event with only the upper echelon, actors, celebrities, that sort, in attendance. Perhaps they might find glamour, but they'll also find something quite normal. Regular people, my personal non-showbiz friends, which makes me smile, because normal is something I've been searching for my whole life. The anniversary party was attended by so many of the people I love and adore. Sure, the actors and celebrities were there too, but there were also former crew and cast members, makeup artists, hairstylists, old friends, people I hadn't seen in years. Each and every person in attendance had a connection both to The Young and the Restless and to me. Like Diane Davis. You might not know who she is, but Diane was my longtime agent who sent me on the audition for Nikki back in 1979. And Bob Olive. Bob was my very first personal publicist, back before I even knew what a publicist did. Without him, it would have been a very different story. You probably wouldn't be listening to this book right now, and I certainly wouldn't be celebrating, at last, finding my normal. Now, don't think for a second that normal means boring. I believe in his speech that day, my beloved co-star Eric Braeden called me obstreperous. Confession? I had to look it up in the dictionary. It means noisy and difficult to control. But I would have to respectfully disagree on both counts. I think what my dear, cherished friend Eric was trying to call me, at least I hope, is unpredictable. Guilty as charged. I am, after all, the girl who stabbed Clint Eastwood with a needle, but I'll get more into that later. I think perhaps people see me and think of Nikki. They see a fluffy blonde from Hollywood. They think I'm pampered, spoiled, that I have an air of importance, a nose pointed toward the sky. But I think my longtime Southern buddy Bob Caudle said it best during his speech at the party. He told the story of how he took me fishing shortly after meeting my husband and me in North Carolina for a charity function. He didn't think I could catch a fish. Honestly, he probably thought I was more worried about breaking a nail. But on his boat, on lovely Lake Gaston, with a bottle of bourbon, I caught more fish than Bob did. This is my normal. Traditional and grounded, sure, but fun. Normal for me is real connection. Normal for me is so much more than playing Nikki Newman or being a Hollywood actress. The closing of my 40th anniversary celebration would bring me to the microphone.